Big tech and media companies in the United States have kicked off 2024 with fresh plans to cut jobs, signaling the spate of layoffs seen last year. That will likely continue as firms navigate persistent economic uncertainty. Here are some of the job cuts announced by tech and media companies in January. Amazon's Buy with Prime unit, it's laying off around 5% of its employees. The tech giant's audiobook and podcast division, Audible, that's laying off 5% of its workforce as well. Amazon is also set to lay off several hundred employees in its streaming and studio operations, extending job cuts into 2024. Streaming unit Twitch to cut 35% of its staff, or about 500 workers. XLab, that's Google's division for developing new technology, is laying off dozens of workers and turning to outside investors for funding. Google is also laying off hundreds of employees in its advertising sales team. The tech giant is laying off hundreds of people across teams, including the hardware team responsible for Pixel, Nest and Fitbit. The majority of those are in the augmented reality team. Salesforce is laying off about 700 employees, which is roughly 1% of its global workforce. And Microsoft is set to lay off 1,900 employees at Activision Blizzard and Xbox. Paramount Global plans an unspecified number of layoffs and aims to become a leaner organization. Business Insider plans to lay off around 8% of its staff. eBay plans to cut about 1,000 roles, or around 9% of its current workforce. The Los Angeles Times plans to lay off 94 journalists who are members of the newspaper's union. Pixar Animation Studios, part of Walt Disney, is set to cut jobs after completing production on some shows and having more staff than needed. While the job cuts announced this year are fewer than those announced in January 2023, high interest rates and profitability concerns at big tech and media companies signal that 2024 may not be the year the labor market rebounds.